I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
We're Pop Culturists, and this is the Pop Culturist Lab Reports. We tell you about the biggest headlines come out of pop culture this week. How you doing?
Yeah. Pokemoning.
Pokemon.
My thumbs are actually sore.
Because we're not talking Pokemon Go here. We're talking...
No.
Not even OG Pokemon.
What the core fans play.
Oh.
Not
one
these
of those guys.
trending mother effers with the apps and the GPS and no, because I'm breeding Pokemon. So you got to hatch eggs. I've hatched about 200 this week, and it's just left, right, and that wears you down, right?
Hardly sounds fun.
That wears you down. Well, it's something to do when you're watching TV.
Oh, that's what you do.
It wears you down.
Cool. But if you want a new way to watch TV, it could be the new Xbox One Slim.
Oh, good.
The Xbox One.
Hold on. Good second.
Now, all these numbers come from IGN. Because we don't have the numbers. We don't have an Xbox One to actually test out all the things.
We could, Dylan.
We have an Xbox One. We don't have an Xbox One S.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's get into it. The new Xbox One S is now available. And in addition to the 4K/Blu-ray support, the console revision also has improved performance over its predecessor. The jump in performance definitely isn't the big leap that Microsoft is promising for the Scorpio, however, but according to Eurogamer, benchmark scores for the slimmer Xbox put its performance at up to 11% higher than the original Xbox One.
Whoa!
It's double digits. Of course, that 11% performance jump isn't across the board, but was noted during a test of Project Cars in third-person chase cam replay. The One S beats out the Xbox One due to a large part of it to an overclocked GPU, whereas the original Xbox One GPU clocks in at 853 megahertz. The GPU in the One S has a 914 megahertz clock speed, because I somehow felt the need to go number by number. The original Xbox... wait, what? Yeah.
The Xbox One S
also benefits from increased ESR RAM bandwidth at 219 gigabits per second, and compared to the original Xbox One at 204 gigabits per second.
I don't know what any of this means.
If your eyes have glazed over from the technical details, in a nutshell, games can do look and run better on the Xbox One S.
Xbox.
The Xbox. The difference may blow the top. The differences may not blow your brain, but it is noticeable and it's not insignificant. And Xbox One's games with gold came out this week as well.
What are they?
They are Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, WWE 2K16, Spelunky, and Beyond Good and Evil HD.
They're actually pretty good.
That's pretty good.
WWE 2K16 is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See,
did you ever used to play like the old SmackDown games and all that back in the day?
I think I played it on PS1 at some point.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Create your own wrestler and do some cool shit.
What's interesting about this, so in terms of the Xbox One S, is that's good. I thought it was just going to be a smaller version that could run 4K. I didn't realise they put so much extra oomph into it.
Is the pressure on PlayStation now?
I think it's added because the Scorpio already placed extra pressure on them. Then they're adding the additional pressure of, hey, we have an Xbox Slim that's better than your PlayStation. Which I'm not sure. I don't believe it's better, but they're showing that it's that they're actively trying to improve it.
Good for them.
Cool.
I don't have much to say about it because I don't know. I just don't have an opinion on it really.
I'm glad I picked as a piece of news. If you have nothing to say about it.
That's why we need to consult more. We used to actually consult.
We used to.
Didn't we?
Once.
Number 2, Suicide Squad has been out to the public for 20 hours and it's already creating a bit of a buzz. DC fans are not impressed, spewing vitriol at reviewers via social media, unable to understand how the much-hyped villainous team-up could be anything less than brilliant. In an attempt to upset the system, one disappointed fan, Abdullah Coldwater, has decided to start a petition to shut down aggregate website Rotten Tomatoes, where the film's currently holding a 35% approval rating. Because, in a quote, critics always give the DC Extended Universe movies unjust and bad reviews, and that affects people's opinions. End quote. At the time of now, just under 18,000 angered people have signed the petition, with the creator having since added a clarification note saying, in short, it's not about closing Rotten Tomatoes, it's about sending a message. The message being that people disagree with the critics' reviews. Of course we do. Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, let's get into that for a little bit. It seems like a man that's like, no, and grabs his bat and ball and he leaves.
I like these movies.
I like him. No. Look, he's from an outside perspective. It does appear that the critics do have a bashing of
A bias.
Like they do have a Marvel bias, but the
Like
bias.
It's fun to get on the train of
Yeah,
hating DC.
bandwagon is a thing. Like that,
Yeah.
bandwagoning is a literal psychology phenomenon, right?
Pokemon Go.
But I don't think it comes from a wanting to bash DC. I think it comes from, right now we are spoiled for the comic book movie choice.
Yes.
So there's so much to compare it to. Like, remember when, so the first 3 movies to come out of Marvel Cinematic Universe was Iron Man, which reviewed well, Captain America, which reviewed, is it? What was it? What was next?
Incredible Hulk, same year.
Oh, sorry, Incredible Hulk was going to be my third one, but I got it backwards.
And then
So,
Iron Man 2.
so Captain America did, okay, Dylan's off camera, and so it's Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2. Really?
Yeah, and then
Come
Thor,
on.
and then Captain America.
Okay, that makes more sense. However, regardless of whatever they are, Iron Man 2 didn't rate too well. Right?
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk didn't rate too well
Isn't even
either.
part of the
However,
Marvel Cinematic Universe anymore.
However, they are ranked higher on Rotten Tomatoes because they're
They're only being compared to the original Iron Man.
yeah. That's the point. The point I'm making is there is no
I'm
way
agreeing.
that Incredible Hulk is better than BVS.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, like, that movie is pretty poos, but because they had nothing to compare it to, hence it got a higher result.
Yeah, but his message being that people disagree with critics' reviews. Well, yeah, that's internet.
Yeah.
That's nothing new. I think maybe he might have just discovered Rotten Tomatoes was a thing.
But I do also think this stems from the current internet's, well, I guess current critiquing now in general is either you love it or you hate it. There's no middle ground anymore. And when you're in that middle ground, people don't quite know how to feel. So they'll find reasons to hate it, or they'll make up reasons to love it. As with BVS, right? That movie is incredibly average. Yet a lot of people in their reviews and whatnot were discussing, as an example, Wonder Woman being bigger and better than she was. Because they had to bring what they know her to be to the movie.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Where if you look at that Wonder Woman trailer now, that is the Wonder Woman that everybody was talking about. But everyone filled in the blanks to try up the movie.
Or bring it down.
Or bring it down.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Whereas we here at the Pop Cultures, we are a just bunch.
We are DC fans. We're not going to get you wrong. We're not going to we're not disputing that.
We are DC fans, but Ryan just called BVS an average movie.
Yeah. And we talked, at
an
length,
average
we
movie.
talked about it.
Yeah. That was one of our longest videos,
But-
actually.
Pardon?
I think that was one of our longest videos.
It was pretty damn long. It was like 40 minutes or something. But another thing, BVS, we talked about how Warner Brothers sort of all got their hands up in it. Brings us on to the next point.
On the next point. According to a new report, there was a lot of drama behind the scenes during the production of Suicide Squad. Director David Ayer and Warner Brothers executives struggled to settle on the tone of the film. Inside sources told The Hollywood Reporter that there were 2 different cuts of the Suicide Squad, as a lighter version was tested against the director's more somber take. Ayer agreed to participate in the studio's process of trying out multiple tones, which added millions of dollars to the film's budget. After the feedback was received from the screening of the 2 different cuts, Ayer and Warner execs sought to find, in a quote, a very common ground place. And the lighter studio-favoured option that brought in more characters early on ultimately won out. According to additional sources, there was a lot of panic and ego involved in solving the film's tone problem, and Ayer was under a lot of pressure to resolve the situation and needed more time. It's worth noting that Ayer temporarily switched agents back in June, suggesting something was indeed troubling the director.
So we've not seen Suicide Squad yet. No. We're waiting to the weekend so I can see it with my wife.
Yeah.
And so you can see it with your kids.
I don't hear you say wife very much.
Yeah, I know.
It fucking trips me out.
Yeah, it's because I can't say, I shouldn't say Millie, because if I say, oh, Millie, you guys don't know who Millie are. If you're a brand new watcher, you don't know who Millie is. She's my wife. Future reference.
And his sister's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's just this
incestuous.
whole
And then
fucking
we
thing.
bang sometimes as well, which is weird.
Well, 'cause
not because it's like two dudes. That's awesome. It's hot, but
Because
it just
it's the
confuses
whole
the family.
incestuous love triangle. Anyway.
Although we haven't seen Suicide Squad yet, it's interesting to hear stories like this because this is exactly what plagued BVS.
There was the whole tone rumors going around a while ago with the reshoots and everything.
I still think some. I said what I remember my stance was when we first talked about those reshoots. Reshoots are a common practice. They happen in almost every movie. But my theory was they were like, "Oh, we have to do reshoots anyway." While you're there, extend the shoots. Do this. Yeah. So they just took advantage of what was already happening there. Yeah. Like that's how I see it. And by the looks of it, that's what's happened.
We have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll probably chat about it next week.
Yeah, so obviously Dylan and I are going to have a chat the next
can.
couple of days. We're going to see the movie and we'll obviously record our discussions. You wouldn't have seen it by that time, so
no.
We'll talk about it next week. But it's interesting. I think that's absolute piece of shit behaviour from Warner Brothers to cut a second movie while David A is still cutting his version of the movie.
Yes.
Like that's dog.
Yeah. Without even consulting him or anything. Like, hey, just, I know you're cutting it, but here's what we made. But with all your hard work, we've taken it, fucked with it. Now it's back.
It's damaging the director's vision. Like, the director is his job there is to push the vision of the movie. And if the studio head's telling him what he can and can't use, it's not his vision anymore. Yeah. It's the studio's vision.
He's just making it for someone else.
Yeah. And once again, looking at BVS, the original vision was a longer movie and a movie that made slightly more sense.
Not a lot.
Yeah, slightly more sense. Then the studios come in and go, you need it to be longer so we can sell more tickets. This is a very cynical way to look at it, obviously. So let's move all the parts that help make sense. But we can't get rid of all of it. Like, it's like, that part with, just, there's less Lois Lane, all right? Get her out of here. We don't want none of her. But like every other scene that we haven't taken out doesn't make sense now. It's like, it's fine. She needs to be in the movie. She's got to be saved. It's fine. Yeah. No, it's not.
Saved 3 times.
It is not fine. Look, I'm waiting till we see this movie and see what I think. I'm going in as unbiased and unchecked as I can. I'm just a little pissed that this is still happening. But at the same time, I understand where Warner's is coming from. They're playing catch up. They're scared. They need to make money on this.
Yeah, but
they need to beat Marvel.
Being scared, they're fucking themselves over, and they're getting further away from their goal.
Yeah, because when you're scared and you're trying to play catch up to a juggernaut of a universe, you're going to try cut corners to match it, or you're going to be hesitant. You're going to make rash decisions.
But it's having the
wrong decisions.
The complete opposite effect that they want. It's not all bad news over at DC, though.
No.
It's not. Jeff Johns has been promoted to President and Chief Creative Officer of DC Entertainment.
Congratulations, Sean.
Woo! Johns was part of a DC Comics executive shuffle back in May, which saw him moved over to co-run a dedicated DC Movies division with John Berg. THR says Johns received his new title when this promotion happened. Previously, Johns was Chief Creative Officer of DC Entertainment, where he was involved in the development of The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, both fantastic shows. He also had stints writing on the Justice League, Green Lantern, The Flash, and Justice Society of America comics.
See, this is a right move.
Yes.
This is a good decision. If you want someone to be able to create good stories, this is a guy who can write good stories, who can assist with stories. He runs DC Comics.
He can write... he can draw, he can do PR, he can talk, he's comfortable on camera, he's funny.
He's perfect. Yeah. He's written some of the greatest story arcs in the last 10 years, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
So congratulations to him.
Well done, Jeff Johns.
I'm expecting...
We very much approve.
DC, at least in the comics world, is doing very, very well at the moment.
Speaking of doing very, very well...
Very, very, very well.
A lot has been talked about with Sony and its PlayStation Interactive Entertainment System, which is pretty much carrying the entire Sony brand, as reported in its Q1 financial report.
PlayStation represent.
So that's the good news. According to VentureBeat, in the first fiscal quarter, Sony generated $3.2 billion in revenue from its games and network service division, so the PSN. This is up 14.5% from the same period last year, and the division's operating income was $427 million, a huge 126.3% spike since last year, and gaming made up a 78% of Sony's $546 million quarterly profit total. The company pointed out that the increase is mainly due to the games rather than the hardware sales. However, the company has also been helped by reducing manufacturing costs of the PlayStation 4.
Oh,
This makes sense.
Wow.
When you have 30 million consoles out there, 40 people will be buying games. And if you have 40 million people
that's
buying games...
40 million of one console.
Yeah. Just
I'm taking into account everything else.
PS3, no one's buying Vita, but it's there.
But Vita still gets a bit of money, especially in Japan. That thing is on fire in Japan. There's,
But people are still working on it.
there's stores like the size of our EB Games of Vita stuff.
Oh, I gotta go and get that.
I've seen pictures on a Facebook group.
I need to go there. But there is some bad news that's also come out of PlayStation this week. PlayStation Network TV series Powers has been cancelled. In a series of posts on Twitter, executive producer and co-creator Brian Michael Bendis confirmed that Season 2 will be the end of the show, saying that the series is, quote, sadly no more. He has also thanked the fans for their support and said he will share more details later. That said, Bendis did tack on the at the end, but there is no third season coming, quote, at least for now. And in the middle news,
I gave that to you so you didn't have to change a page.
that's all good. Did you watch Powers?
No.
Me either. Craig did. Our buddy Craig loved it.
Didn't you watch it, Dylan?
What's the pilot? Yeah.
Dylan watched the first
A
episode.
couple of episodes.
He was mad about it, then stopped.
It was like
It's
poor,
cheap.
poor man's heroes.
It's very low. It's PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, it's low budget. It's made through PlayStation Plus.
Finance.
Yeah, it's not well.
It's not good.
It's alright.
There's a guy in there, one of the actors, who was pretty cool. But however, this is the news that's sort of in the middle. But we had the good news, the bad news, and maybe the ugly news. The space requirement for PlayStation VR has been revealed, and Sony has confirmed that the upcoming virtual reality headset will require at least 60 square feet of room to play.
Fucking Jesus.
The suggested dimensions for PSVR play is 9.8 feet by 6.2 feet, or essentially 3 by 1.8 meters, which works out to be about 60.8 square feet or 5.8 square meters. According to the Sony website, as spotted by Polygon, despite the needed play area, Sony suggests PlayStation VR users sit while using their headset and limit your use of PSVR to within the play area, a brochure reads. Remain seated wherever possible. If the application requires you to stand while wearing the VR headset, follow the application instructions carefully and maintain awareness of your surroundings.
You have enough room. If you move your coffee table.
I read this rather than this is the area you need to play in. This is the safe area. If you have this much room, if you fling your arms around, you're not going to hit anyone. I think that's what it comes down to.
Except your wife walking behind you.
Yeah, I'm like, what's up? And I hit my wife and my son. And I'm like, what?
Bye.
Yeah, it's like, bah, bah. I'm like, I didn't hear a thing. I'm like, bah.
This 40 is awesome.
Look, I think that's more just the safe required. That's less room there. So it's more room than the Vive requires, and the Oculus. And the Oculus kind of has that thing that sits in front of it, little camera, doesn't it? I think the Oculus you have to be sitting down anyway. Yeah, that's fine. It's
fine for you.
If you look at it that way, like 60 square feet sounds like a lot, but it's really 5 meters squared, which is nothing. It's nothing. That's about as big as this room, I guess. Holy crap.
Bigger. This is like 3.5 by.
Yeah, it's bigger than this room.
Jesus. Okay, maybe it's more than I thought.
You will need to have that much room in your lounge. You'll have to move your coffee table, and I think then you'll have
Oh, that's fine.
up to the couch.
That's fine. But I don't think people were talking about how it might be a representation of the camera and the VR's ability. I think it's not. I think it's fine.
I don't.
Wait and see. What is it? August, September, 2 months.
Wow, that came up quick.
Oh yeah, God, I'm pumped. But that is it. That is the end. You can find us at facebook.com/popculturist, thepopculturist.com. Things are always being uploaded there. Surprisingly, not a lot of Pokemon stuff. Regardless. Yeah, you did that last weekend because I edited it. I didn't do anything with that. I'm probably not going to do it this time as well. Oh. But yeah, not a lot of Pokemon chats on the Facebooks. But I'm pretty done. I'm happy. I'm tired. It's really insanely warm in here.
We need a real outro.
Yeah, we still don't have one. I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Thomas.
See you next week.
Bye.